Anybody else?
So do we know exactly, we don't know how this happened and where we're coming from? Just kind of walk us through what happened.
Right. They were assisting Tulsa PD with the escort here to Oklahoma City area. And as far as the specifics of the accident, as I said before, I don't have those specifics at this time. I have not talked to any of the investigators yet. So before I address any of those questions, I'd like to talk to those people and make sure that they've wrapped up their investigation and confirm the information before I release any details on that crash.
When do you think that might be? I know everybody, all I'm getting asked is, how are they doing, how are they doing?
Yeah.
In Tulsa, people are really on edge right now. Just
Right.
They don't want any other
Well, I can tell you, like I said, the 2 troopers have been released. One is still being treated at the hospital at this time. As far as an expected release date on him, I don't have any idea on that. And as far as the specifics of the details on the accident, I'm going to say probably sometime maybe next week, maybe the middle to the latter part of next week before they have more detailed information about what happened.
So one's still in the hospital.
Correct.
But we expect him to survive?
Yes.
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 Is that you said there were 2 Tulsa troopers and 1 Oklahoma City trooper, right?
That's correct. 2 troopers from that work the Tulsa area and 1 trooper that works the Oklahoma City area.
Do you know which ones were released? Of the 2 that were released, were Tulsa or one?
I believe they were both from the Tulsa area. Okay.
Were any other individuals taken to the hospital or injured in the crash?
No. No.
What happened to the driver of the SUV?
She was interviewed there at the scene, and she was released from the scene.
Do we know what she said at all? Like what?
No, I have not talked to her, and again, I have not talked to any of the troopers that were investigating the accident.
This has obviously been a really hard week for law enforcement, especially, in Tulsa. Can you talk a little bit about how it is to be in law enforcement after, multiple things have happened within a few days?
Very challenging right now. But I made a statement earlier today that, we train for this job, and this is part of the training that we go through. We understand that we have a job to do, and as difficult as it is, you have to put those feelings and emotions in a place and deal with them after you take care of business at hand, and go back and then deal with those emotions. But while you're going through this, everyone that wears a uniform across the country, we all train, and situations like this are extremely unfortunate, but they happen, and you have to be prepared for it as best you can. Take care of business, handle business, do what you need to do, and try to take your feelings out of it at the time. Just take care of business.
Do you know where the procession was on its way to?
I do not.
It was on its way to a facility here to harvest tissue.
Okay. I was not made aware of that. Okay. I just know it was headed to the Oklahoma City area.
We've got the troopers' names now. Can you guide us in the direction of the 2 that have been released versus the one still in?
As far as what do you mean?
The troopers, like which one of the 2, which one of the 3 still in hospital? Trooper Barnes, Trooper Eason, and Trooper Watson.
Right. Are we releasing that?
No.
Okay. We're not able to release that at this time.
I know law enforcement was already there on scene. How helpful and critical was that to be able to get those troopers help just as soon as possible?
Extremely critical. When you've got people that are there that are able to start administering first aid right off the bat, by the time the paramedics get there, there at least have been some life-saving measures taken so they can take over once they get there. So, we were fortunate enough to have a head start as far as medical treatment.
Do you know what life-saving measures were taken at the scene?
I do not, no.
I'm sorry if you mentioned this already. What were the injuries of the 2 who have already been released?
I don't have any specifics on the injuries, but all I know is they were treated and released. They have been treated and released.
And again, are you positive that the two that have been released belong to Tulsa area troopers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Again, I want to thank you all for coming out at this moment. Unless anyone has any further questions or anything, just want to say that we're going to be in prayer for the troopers and their families and wishing them a speedy recovery for all those involved, and hoping for the best outcome possible for those guys. Thank you all for coming. Okay.
All right, this is our live coverage there from Oklahoma City. Captain Paul Timmons releasing some information, not a lot, about what happened this morning. Let's go over what we do know for sure. Let's start with the 3 troopers who were injured in the accident involving the procession escorting the body of Sergeant Craig Johnson this morning. Now, these are the troopers who went down. They were all riding motorcycles. Now, we don't have them. Again, these just came across, and they're not matching names with faces right now. But I can tell you they involved Trooper Rocky Barnes, a 22-year veteran of the patrol, Trooper Steve Eason, an 18-year veteran of the patrol, Trooper Ron Watson, a 30-year veteran of the patrol. Now, 2 of the 3 you see are based out of Tulsa, 1 in Oklahoma City. The one from Oklahoma City remains in the hospital. We do not know the extent of his injuries at this point, although Captain Timmons said he is expected to recover. The 2 troopers from Tulsa who were hurt have been treated and released at this point, so very good news. Let's take you now to the scene this morning. It was shortly before 11 o'clock this morning on the Kilpatrick Turnpike in Oklahoma City. Here's the scene. You see some of the motorcycles that are parked. You see 1 motorcycle right there down. 3 motorcycles were down in all. And here's the holdup. You see in the westbound lanes, part of that procession, and then as it goes back, just cars, a lot of that's procession, and then cars were backed up for miles. Other side, eastbound, still allowed to go for a while. That was cleared also to get emergency vehicles into the area. Captain Timmons not releasing exactly what happened. We've heard various reports of what happened, so we're not going to go into the speculation other than to say there were signs that there was an SUV that was involved in this in some way, that silver SUV on the far right of the screen that you can see. It had pulled onto the Kilpatrick Turnpike and at some point either slowed down or impeded the path, or something happened there. But you can see where the collision at the back side of that SUV happened. One of the troopers on a motorcycle hit it, and at that point, it's our understanding that there was a chain reaction, taking down 2 other riders. Again, this was a highway patrol that was part of that procession that had joined so many, dozens and dozens of Tulsa officers that we showed you yesterday. They had gone to the medical examiner yesterday, and then their plans were to go over to Oklahoma City yesterday, but that happened again this morning. And then this terrible accident. And it all surrounds the respect that's being shown to this man here. We've talked a lot about Sergeant Craig Johnson, a veteran of the Tulsa Police Department, 15-year veteran, who was shot along with another officer on Monday morning in Tulsa. The following day, Sergeant Johnson died. Here is the other officer who was with him. This is a rookie on the force who had originally responded to a traffic stop on Monday morning, Aresh Zarkishan. He remains in the hospital in Tulsa under care, and we're continuing to check on him, and prayers from the community going out for his care. So again, what we just heard there from the captain with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol is that they're still investigating what happened this morning, the circumstances of that accident involving the procession, which led to the injuries of 3 troopers. As we learn more, we'll bring that to you here on air and on the Fox 23 News app. News starts again at 5 o'clock.
He gave me perfume, jewelry.
Forget jewelry.
Other than that, nothing.
What about a car?
He gave me a car. I would pay him back when I could.
How could you forget that?
I'm sorry. I'm just a little nervous.
It's more than a little nerves.
Next, Judge Judy. Today at 4:30 on Fox 23.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and you may not know this about me, but years ago, I was diagnosed with a sleep disorder. And like millions of others, I was prescribed sleep equipment. Did you know sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning? That's why I use